Hello everyone, Earth Angel here. I've got my trusty dusty rose quartz crystal. The song that I'm hearing is It's Alright from Janet Jackson. And I'm just taking the part, it's all right. All right. Now, I want to address this about unions. There are many phases, many steps to union. Union, you have a union with yourself, you have a union with God. There are so many things that you're working with. You start working with your ancestors, and I have I have about 4 or 5 stages to union in one of my other videos. But one thing that I have noticed is there are so many more. All right. So let me go back. So many of you, and I'm not talking about those who are new to the journey, soul flame. I call them soul flame. I don't say twin flame. Your soulmate or your soul flame journey. Not those who are new to it. You're just dating. You're just finding out each other. I'm talking about those who dated, right? And some things happen, of course, and you two parted, you separated. And they became, over time, they became your ex for one reason or another. Now, there are some of us, I know myself included, we had, God gave us someone, and they just messed it all up. They picked another partner, and who was karmic, and then they started doing karmic things, and the witchcraft and the lying, and we're not going to get all into that. And God said, okay, well, since you picked another over your divine feminine or divine masculine, you are now a karmic masculine or a karmic feminine. Now, hang in tight, you guys. Stay with me, okay? So, like for me, years and years have gone by. I think it's been about 5 years now. Gosh, 4 or 5 years since I've seen you. And haven't talked to you, haven't anything. So, you never came back. So, I'm not it's water under the bridge. So I let that go, right? Let it go. Just like with any relationship, when you finally let go, it's over when that fat lady sings. Oh, gosh. Lex. Here we go. It's Friday, y'all. I'm feeling good. Anyway, and this is naturally. I haven't had a drink or anything. So anyway, just my natural self. Here I go. Comedic self, right? So they let you go, right? And you find out the truth about them, how they felt about you. 4 or 5 years, of course, you start hearing things, you start seeing things, you start, you put the pieces of the puzzle together. But we all know that I don't want to say we all know, I'm just going to speak for myself, okay? after I've been with someone, I'm like, the feelings are no longer there. They just drop, they go away. I heal my heart and I move on. And I'm sure there are many of you who can relate to that. Okay? Either male or female, you can relate. Now, for those who have had a karmic partner, God finally just kind of shuts things down and says, no, okay, no more. They cannot come near you. All right? They've done way too much. And I mean, they've never come back. They've never showed their true intentions. They've never come to you with a pure heart. Okay? So God says, for those who have had a karmic partner, a karmic ex, I'm bringing in a new counterpart for you. Okay? So whether it's a male or female, whatever your preference is, my preference is a male. Thank you. God brings them in or will tell you in your dream state or even in an awakened state who your counterpart is, your new counterpart. And so when God tells you about them, it doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, they're going to jump up and they're ready to get in a relationship with you. Sometimes when God brings them to you, they still have to do the work, either working on themselves or they're still in the stages of doing the work, right? They don't want to disappoint you or want you to feel bad that they're not there. But during this time, instead of you going up and down on that roller coaster or going round and round on the merry-go-round, oh my gosh, Lex, I don't know what to do with you. Anyway, instead of doing that, it's important for you to continue to do what you're doing, whether it's working, if you actually go out and you work, or if you work from home. If you have hobbies or stuff like that, you have family that you hang around with, or maybe some of you still have friends. You haven't had to detach from them and let them go, right? They weren't trying to kill you. Let me stop. So, or doing all this witchcraft on you, so you'd have to detach. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. So it gives you a time to continue to work on yourself, continue to put yourself first. It gives you the chance to heal. Now, we always say that with this, in stages you heal. But people, this is what I ask for, a deeper healing, right? Excuse me, because within this time, you may have healed. And there's some of you who are going to say, I healed my heart, I'm good, I'm ready. But your counterpart may not be ready yet. So this is the time for you to tell God, I surrender to God. I love you. And, call on your angels, your guardian angels, your angels of healing or protection, and ask them for a deeper healing. Now, when you do this and you are letting your counterpart do what they need to do to get ready, you're not rushing the situation, you're not controlling the situation. you're still happy-go-lucky. Now, you might be disappointed if you hear, I'm sorry they're not coming yet. Or I need you to be a little more patient. Now, some of us have heard that word patient too many times. Dear God, just be patient. Okay. All right. But there's a lot going on because you are being tested or you are being used. And so God has you out there so that you can learn lessons, learn from experiences. And so there are things that you don't do anymore, you won't do again. That's what all of this is about as you're getting ready. Now, a lot of the women who are divine feminine, you had a chance. You actually had a jump start before some of our men to actually go within, to heal yourself, to love on yourself, to put yourself first. And so, it is, of course, now time for the men to do it. Well, it's been time for the men to do it. But if God gives you a brand new counterpart, then you got to give them the time to do everything that they need to do. They need time. Sometimes when God says, okay, I'm going to, assign so-and-so to you or so-and-so is your counterpart. Well, that counterpart may not be awake or that counterpart may still be in their karmic state. They may still be operating in the way that they used to. And they're like, oh, I've been called to duty. Oh my God. What is going on, dear God? Anyway, so they're like, I'm called to duty? Yes, sir. Goodness gracious. Let me stop. So then they're like, okay, then they're trying to find their footing. They're trying to figure out, oh, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I, what are the steps? What are the stages? What am I, And I want to say to you, it's all right. I'm not saying it's all right and, I'm just going to go off and date some other people. I'm not saying that. Nor am I saying I'm just going to sit here and wait. However, I am going to operate in the way that I have been operating. I'm celibate, right? It's been like 6 or 7 years that I've been celibate. I don't care who tried to lie on me saying that I was some sex worker or I was seeing this guy or that. No, I'm not. I'm not seeing anyone. What is it? I'm not celibate, abstinent. And for 6 or 7 years now, I'm feeling good. I'm taking care of myself. I'm putting myself first. It's important for you to put yourself first. I'm not saying that I won't think about you. I'm not saying that I don't love you. I do. I really, really do love you. I care about your healing. I care about your mindset. I care and want to make sure that you are ready for this important journey, part of your journey. We have all went through having people, hold us back or not be present when we need them or have treated us some kind of way when we were growing up. We have all been through some type of trauma. And what we need to do when we are healing is to honestly do the work. Honestly take care of yourself. Honestly put yourself first. It's okay to cry. It's okay to hug yourself. It's okay to feel your heart. It's okay to know that you are a good person. Now I want to talk about mindset. Okay? Our mindsets must change. While you're going through, there's a lot of things that come to our mind that just pop up. You're not good enough. You're not worthy. You're not this. You're not that. Right? And you got to learn to turn that around. When you think about a person who is accident prone, let's, for example, when someone says, I'm accident prone, I always have, you are actually putting a spell on yourself. You are actually doing that to yourself. So you're always accident prone. Take that off your shoulders. If you're a person who says, I fear that, I'm scared that, I'm afraid, catch yourself. Every time you say that, catch yourself. Anytime any negativity goes through your mind, and talk to it. I do. Nope. No. Mm-mm. I do not give you authority or permission to be negative, right? Or to speak negative. When you're thinking, I'm a good person, and then, you say, and then in your mind might say, bad person or bad to the bone or something like that. Maybe that's what you thought of yourself a long time ago. And it is stuck in your mind all this time. So every time you try to give yourself a boost, every time you try to lift yourself up, that negativity, right, is in there. They say that it takes 30 days to turn your mind around, to change trajectory, to change how you feel about yourself or how you feel about your environment, anything. So it's important for you to start, every time something negative comes into your mind, catch it when it comes and say, nope, that must be you. Must be you. Or, no, I rebuke that and I detach from it. It's not mine to carry. Nope, that's not who I am. Start being rebellious against those negative thoughts. Okay? Everyone has them. Everyone. What is that? From the brainwashing and all the junk that they did on us, right? When we were younger. Anyway, so I'm going to give you an example of something. When I was a little girl, I remember there was a girl, her name was Lisa, and I will never forget her. This is when I was a little girl. Her name is Lisa. Always smiling, happy-go-lucky person. Not dark. She's not a dark person. Okay? And I'm going to say this. Not that it matters. But she is tall. and she had brown hair. And I don't know if she remembers me, but um, I thank her for doing this, all right, for helping me. Because every day I would come to school and she'd say, "How was your day?" I would go, "It's okay," or "It's all right." She said, "Not great. It isn't good. It isn't great. I mean, this is the morning. You just started your day. You just got to school. What do you mean?" Every day for a while she asked me. And I remember when she finally said, "It's not great. Your day just started. Blah, blah, blah. Why? What's happening? What's wrong?" And I remember I didn't tell her what was wrong, what was going on in my life, or. But one thing I do remember, which was very positive, is I went home and I remember I started thinking, and I said to myself, she's right. Instead of going, or it's okay, you know, yeah, I'm okay, it's fine. I started turning. I started turning around the words in my mind, in my head. No, it's raining outside. So what? It's beautiful out here. So I started turning around, reversing what had been taught to me, what had been put into my mind, making it positive. And I started feeling better. I remember talking to myself more, just speaking more positively. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day. Thank you for asking me. Thank you. You can go every day without anyone asking you, "How was your day?" Right? So as that negativity creeps in, it's important to let it go. I remember, this is the biggest thing. I remember saying, but I'm in fear, or I'm afraid, or I'm this or that. When you are starting to kind of wake up, you're like, why do I say that so much? Right here, right now, I feel good. I'm not afraid. Why am I saying that? And I started working on myself and started reversing that clock, reversing the words of negativity. And I decided that every time something negative comes to mind or out my mouth, I am going to give it to God. Say, "God, I give it to you to transmute," or "No, that's not true. That's not me. I am a good and loving person. I am a faithful person. I am a hardworking person. I am bringing peace to the world. I am joyful. I have many people who love me, who like me." With everything that has gone on, all the negative, all the naysaying, all the lying that I have heard, the lies I've heard, the people talk about me, sure, I could have fell back and said, "Yep, that's me. People don't like me. People talk about me. People this, people that." And I remember asking God, why don't they like me? And this was long before I even started, exposing as much as I do. But God opened my eyes to see a lot that was happening around me. One thing that I noticed when I finally took out the word fear, I finally took out the word afraid, I finally took out the word stress. I took out when you finally take out depression, you finally take out all those words. And you breathe and you stop in that moment. I feel good. I'm happy. I love myself. The thing about it is you start turning around your life. You start letting go of all the negativity that tries to haunt you, that tries to hold you. That pattern leaves you and is no longer a pattern. And then you realize, you notice within time, it's been 2 years since I've said that word. I'm no longer in fear. I'm no longer worried. I'm no longer that. I've always been a happy-go-lucky person all my life. And that's where and what I'm going back to. That's who I am. That's who God made me to be. Beautiful inside and out. Loving person. Happy-go-lucky. That's who God made me to be. And I started cutting out people who were negative around me. Another thing that you're going to notice that you'll hear when you cut out the word fear and worry and doubt and stress and depression and all those things, you're going to start hearing someone else say it. There's someone else that's going to come into your life and you're going to hear them say, well, I'm afraid, of doing this, or I'm afraid of that. I would do that, but I'm afraid too. And you're going to notice how those things have walked out of your life. They're no longer a part of you. They're no longer you. You're going to realize that. And then you might want to pass on a golden nugget to that next person who's saying, I'm fearful, I'm afraid, I'm a this, I'm a that. Maybe not on the first time or the second time. You might not get a chance, but you might get a chance where you meet them in the break room or something like that, and they might say something, and you stop and you say, this situation happened to me, and I used to say fearful or this and that a lot. or you might say, you're an absolutely wonderful person. I can tell that you're alive. I can tell that you have a lot of light in you. I can tell that you have a good heart. It's very important. Or you might want to work on saying the word fear by not saying the word fear. If something makes you mad, then it makes you mad. Right? If something happens that gets you riled up, you might be frustrated, It may have traumatized you. It may have hurt your heart. Use those words instead of using fear and stress and doubt and worry and depression. Get rid of those words. I remember I said to myself, I am going to remove them from my vocabulary. It may take a few months. It may take a year. But we're constantly working on ourselves daily anyway. At least you should be. And so it's easy to remove all of the things that you don't want to hear, you don't want to see anymore from your life. So take the time and do you. Take the time and take care of yourself. Do not worry. Do not fret. Your counterpart will be here for you. God's bringing the two of you together. You are to have a journey together. So if it takes you a little bit longer to get yourself together, then it takes you a little bit longer to get yourself together. Take all that worry, that fear off of you. You don't have to rush. I know God gives us time. God gives us a time limit. But I think you're pretty good if you are worried that, oh my gosh, I'm trying to hurry and do the work so I can get to my counterpart. Have a little talk with Jesus, right? Talk to God. Have a talk. Say, God, I know you want me to do, I know I'm supposed to, I'm working on it. You can see me working on it. Please give me some more time, or, excuse me, or please forgive me. You are going to hear God say, why don't you forgive yourself? Excuse me. Sometimes we put so much on ourselves, so much on our shoulders, and so much heaviness. I got to do this, I got to do that. And you don't take in the moment. You miss the moment. Love on yourself. Take each day, a day at a time. Once you fix this or you fix that, then just say, it's fixed. Don't get me wrong, it's going to come back because you're going to be tested. And as long as you pass the test, it will not come back again. Or God might test you on it again later on, just to make sure. But take it easy on yourselves, you guys. Take it easy. It doesn't hurt for you to step in and say, hi, I know you've been waiting on me. At least have some type of communication. If it's been a year or something, come on. At least have some type of communication. You don't have to come and say, I'm sorry, sir. I wish I'm just come in. Conversate, talk, laugh, enjoy one another. This journey is for us to heal one another. Once you come close to each other and you start to conversate and you start to talk, you're going to feel some of that heaviness come off your heart, come off your shoulders. healing will begin. Don't you want that? So think about that. And then still just take it one step at a time. Tell your counterpart, you know what? I'm still healing. I'm still working through. But as long as you're not going back to the old way that you used to be, you're here, you're present, you're in the moment, and you're doing the work so that you can walk forward. That's where God is guiding you. This is where you need to be, walking forward to your counterpart. So anyway, you guys, I hope this helps. I wanted to share it with all of you. I love you so much. I do. I love all of you. And I hope that it helps. I really do, you guys. And so I will see you on the next video. I will talk to you soon. I love you. I know that someone needed to hear this message. All right. Peace, you guys. Take care.